Hi, boys and girls. Our book for today is called Telling Time by David A. Adler, and we borrowed this book from the Central Skagit Library. What time is it? People ask that a lot. That's because our day goes according to a schedule. There's a time to wake up and a time to go to school. There's a time for breakfast and a time for lunch. To know the time, you need to be able to read a clock. You need to be able to tell time. You also need to know how each day is divided into hours, minutes, and seconds. We lift off in 24 hours. There are 24 hours in each day. There are 60 minutes in each hour. There are 60 seconds in each minute. A second is a relatively short period of time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lift off. It might take a few seconds to eat a cookie. It might take a few minutes to share a tray of cookies with everyone in your group. It might take an hour or more for someone to bake all those cookies. Yummy. Beyond hours, minutes, and seconds, for most people in the United States and Canada, each day is divided into halves, AM and PM. Each half is 12 hours. The 12 hours from midnight until noon are the AM hours. The 12 hours from noon until midnight are the PM hours. There are two types of clocks, digital and analog. On a digital clock, there are two sets of numbers separated by two dots, one dot on top of the other. The number to the left of the dots tells us the hour. The number to the right tells us the minutes. The time on this digital clock is 4:12. This is 12 minutes past 4 o'clock. This is an analog clock. There are 12 numbers and 3 moving pointers on this clock. The moving pointers are called hands. With your finger, follow the numbers around the clock. Begin with 12 and move your finger to the 1 and then to the 2. Follow the numbers all the way around until you come back to the 12. Your finger moved around the clock in a clockwise direction. That's the same direction the hands on a clock travel. The shortest hand on an analog clock is the hour hand. It takes the hour hand 12 hours to travel around the clock. It moves in a clockwise direction. The longer hand is the minute hand. It takes 1 hour, 60 minutes, to travel around the clock. The thin red hand moves quickly. It's the second hand. It takes just 60 seconds, 1 minute, to travel around the clock. With an analog clock, when you want to know the time, you first look at the hour hand. Look at this analog clock. The shortest hand, the hour hand, is pointing directly to the 4. The minute hand is pointing to the 12. It's 4 o'clock. It's the afternoon, so the time is 4 p.m. Over the next hour, the hour hand will move from pointing directly to the 4 to pointing directly to the 5. Until it gets there, the time is sometime between 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock. The time is 4 o'clock plus some minutes. How many minutes past 4 is it? To know that, you must check the longer hand, the minute hand. There are 60 minutes in an hour. There are 12 number stops on a clock. When you divide 60 by 12, you get 5. It takes the minute hand 5 minutes to travel from one number stop to the next. Look at the clock. The minute hand is pointing to the 1. It took the minute hand 5 minutes to travel from the 12 to the 1. The time is 4:05 p.m., 5 minutes past 4. Now look at the hour hand. It's no longer pointing directly to the 4. It has moved slightly toward the 5. It will take a full hour for the hour hand to move from pointing to the 4 to pointing to the 5. Many analog clocks have 4 dots, or 4 small lines between adjacent numbers. For the minute hand, each dot or line represents 1 minute. The clock is ticking. Look again at the analog clock. Some time has passed. The minute hand is no longer pointing to the 1. It's pointing to the 3. What time is it? The hour hand is between the 4 and the 5. That tells us it's after 4 o'clock, but not yet 5. The minute hand is pointing to the 3. It takes the minute hand 5 minutes to travel from one number stop to the next. The 3 is the third number stop past the 12. More time has passed. The hour hand is still between the 4 and the 5, but now it's closer to the 5. That tells us it's almost 5 o'clock. The minute hand is pointing to the 10. It takes the minute hand 5 minutes to travel from one number stop to the next. The 10 is the 10th number stop past the 12. It's time to go back inside. At 4:50 p.m., people sometimes say the time is 10 minutes to 5 or 10 minutes before 5. An hour is 60 minutes. That means that a half hour is 30 minutes. At 4:30, some people will say the time is 4:30. Because an hour is 60 minutes, that means a quarter of an hour is 15 minutes. At 4:15, some people will say the time is 4:15. At 4:45, some people will say the time is 4:45 or 5:15. That's because in 15 more minutes, in a quarter of an hour, it will be 5 o'clock. Once you know how to tell time, you can know how long it takes to do things. If this is the time you begin to eat dinner, and this is the time you were done, how long did it take you to eat dinner? So this says 6:30, finish at 7:45. Dinner's ready. Yummy. I love pizza. Oh, good. I'm starving. 45 minutes. I'm done. That was good. I'm full. If this is the time you fell asleep last night on the clock below, and this is the time you woke up on the clock on the next page, how long did you sleep? Remember, you fell asleep in the PM half of the day and woke up in the AM half of the day. Good night. To know how long you slept, you would have to know how long it was from the time you fell asleep until midnight, 12 a.m. That's 3 hours and 30 minutes, or 3.5 hours from 8:30. You would then add the amount of time from midnight until when you woke up. That's 6 hours. 3.5 plus 6 equals 9.5. Good morning. I slept 9.5 hours. That's long. And now we're ready for a full day of lots of fun. Seconds, minutes, and hours. That was a really good book. I should read that to my 2nd grade class. All right, boys and girls, we hope you enjoyed that book. And yay, the sun is out now. Have a great day.